So Brian Lumley's Necroscope is now being adapted. It's been picked up. This is crazy. Crazy good news for horror fans. Also for H.P. Lovecraft fans as well. This is The Necroscope, the modern vampire classic. There's even a quote from H.R. Giger there. The great H.R. Giger. I love Lumley's ingenious necroscope fantasy. H.R. Giger. So, Brian Lumley, little just quick history lesson before we dive into who has acquired this, because I think you'll be very surprised. I was very surprised. Brian Lumley joined sort of Lovecraft by writing in the Lovecraft mythos, and then later rose to fame with Necroscope predominantly. This is what sort of shot him to literary fame. But he is first and foremost a Lovecraftian author, and very, very heavily inspired by Lovecraft. So when I say that this is good news for Lovecraft fans, it is. Like, it truly is good news for Lovecraft fans, because we are slowly seeing the development of Lovecraftian authors or works, creations, etc. And that's nothing but good news. Genuinely nothing but good news. But who has it? Well, Revelations Entertainment, interestingly enough, which if you are not aware, that's by Morgan Freeman and Laurie McCreary. Yep, Morgan Freeman has picked up Brian Lumley's Necroscope. Now, this is an exclusive to Deadline, so these are all the excerpts from the article that I found relevant. It's sort of a sci-fi horror series, but their plan is to do it an adaptation of it across multiple media, episodic. Well, basically across multiple media, episodic TV, which makes sense, of course. Animated features, interesting choice, but you could do a lot with that. Really, really good, I think. In fact, sort of a la Castlevania, perhaps. Video games, wow, they're really going all at it for this. Graphic novels, and a really sweeping term, emerging formats. I mean, alright, sure, whatever. But this is awesome news. Now, the series from the 80s spans more than 19 novels, short stories, and have been translated into 9 languages. They're still in print today around the globe, and they are concurrently being released in audiobooks and in new collectible formats. They're huge. They are huge. Not small stuff. Like, it's really, really popular. Really popular. But I enjoyed what they were actually saying about it as well, in fairness. I think that they clearly look at it with some air of respect. Not only obviously a business opportunity, but still some level of respect there as well. So McCreary and Gary Lucchesi of Revelations are teaming with Glenn Hetrick and Michael McKay on the long sought after subsidiary rights for the Necroscope novels, which they plan to develop. Hetrick has been conceptualizing the adaptation of Necroscope since its original release for screen. Glenn Hetrick, Discovery, not good, but we'll see what they can do with this, obviously. It's a different beast, isn't it? And you've got a lot of different production companies behind Star Trek Discovery, which is probably leading that to be absolutely garbage. So I don't think that that's too much of a red flag, to be perfectly honest. I think, give them a chance, at the very least, because it's a completely different production company, completely different people, with completely different set of ideals, and it's a completely different genre. I think there's enough there to go, let's just give it a chance. The Necroscope universe allows us to explore the global themes of horror in a way never done before, and is a great addition to our slate of epic, award-winning, large-scale IP, which includes work by sci-fi visionary Arthur C. Clarke, says McCreary. Freeman would then jump in and add, one of the questions that has confronted humankind throughout history is, where do stories of good and evil come from, and why are they strikingly similar between different cultures throughout history? Yes. Yes, Morgan. Do it. This is good news. This is really good news. Really, really good news. Anyway, McKay would then jump in and add, it is far too epic and simply too good to relegate it to a single film. I mean, look, we know you're doing it for business, but the fact that they clearly seem to understand it, that's what's important here, right? We have a nuanced, layered tapestry of science fiction horror, unlike anything that has ever been put on screen. It is a once-in-a-lifetime project. I mean, the utmost respect they're giving it here. And yes, sure, a lot of it's PR spin, but it's still the utmost respect, I've seen Disney talk about their properties with less respect than this. So even on PR spin, it's still good. Anyway, it deserves to be savoured. The material deserves that, and so does the audience. There is so much to love about this series, but for me, it boils down to one thing. Greatest bad guy ever. Oh, yes. This is going to be good. I have a lot of confidence in this. I really do. Anyway, Lucchesi would jump in and add, "We are so thankful to Glenn Hetrick for introducing us to his vision for this remarkable award-winning franchise, a wonderful tale of good against the evil." And that's timeless. You know, the story of good versus evil is absolutely timeless. I'm going massively white right here. How strange. Anyway, it's massive. You know, it's a timeless story, and it works. You know, why is Star Wars so enjoyable? Because it's just the age-old tale of good versus evil. It works. It's enthralling. We can all understand it on a moral compass basis. And you can just go, yeah, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys. I know who to root for. Enjoy. Good versus evil always works. It just universally works. Anyway, Hetrick would jump in here and say, "I'm fully committed to breathing life into every molecule of the visually compelling elements that comprise this sprawling literary universe, and I intend to do so with a terrifying veracity. It is, in short, my life's work." Coupled with an integrity to both character and story, this unique approach will allow us to peel back the curtain for a brand new generation of global audience members while honouring the heritage so adored by the massive fan base. Of course, we will follow Henry Keogh through his journey while discovering the dread secrets of the shape-shifting alien Vampiri, and by... I can't speak today. And by plotting the main acres across multiple seasons, we have the opportunity to take a deep dive into the diverse global roster of psychic agents as they help to unveil their shocking origin. The adaptation work leans heavily into the verisimilitude of Lumley's rich supernatural mythology, specifically in regard to its parallels with real-world philosophies, religions, and history. The science of magic grounding our story in the most terrifying fictional reality ever created. Minus my butchering of some of that sentence work there, I think this sounds really, really good. It genuinely does. To me, it sounds so appealing. You know? And I think, like, a lot of people, inevitably, a certain amount of it is going to be, you know, business. They've got the IP, so they're looking to smash it out there for everything. But it is cult classic, and it is award-winning for a reason. It is a good literary universe. You know, Brian Lumley rose to prominence for a reason. His work is good. And I can't help but relate it back to some of the H.P. Lovecraft stuff, because he did originate. That is what he originated from, writing in H.P. Lovecraft's universe. So he's heavily Lovecraft inspired. So undoubtedly, some of this will have a Lovecraftian vibe to it, at the very least. And not only that, even if it doesn't, right? Let's take that out of the equation. Let's just say it doesn't. For argument's sake, it doesn't have any of that, right? Still fantastic. Because now people are acquiring, like, how many goddamn Stephen King adaptations do we have to get until you just realise that that cow has been bled dry of that cash? You know, and I like Stephen King, but my word, do we just have adaptation after adaptation after adaptation. And there are incredible authors out there, such as Brian Lumley. So, yeah, I think this is really good news. It's great that they're starting to explore, you know, other prominent authors. And I hope that this leads to other production companies picking up things from other authors. Them having their name finally, potentially where it belongs anyway. You know, adapted from. I mean, that's so good. So good. So let me know what you think down below in the comment section. If you're new here, please do hit subscribe. Please do give the video a like. And hey, you know, share it and all that good stuff. Cheers there, guys. Take care.